Canada has been in the news lately. I'll give you my opinion on the situation. Canaanites, one of the original inhabitants of Canaan, the Semitic language spoken by the Canaanites, a group of ancient Semitic languages including Phoenician, Punic, and Hebrew. What's below Canaanite? Canada. A Babylonian tablet located in the British Museum contains the Sumerian record of the line of Cain. It speaks of the beginning of a group of people who were plowmen, agriculturists, which corresponds to the biblical tiller of the land. They were called Amakandu, and the Mesopotamian chief of these people was Cain. Cain built in Dinu a city with twin towers and gave himself lordship over it. After the death or murder of Cain, he was laid to rest in the city of Danu, which he loved. The Assyrian scribes paralleled the name with the Sumerian Ashur and Duni. Ashur is lord of Duni, implying that the Caini, the people of Cain, and the Duni, the people of Dun, were one and the same, and thus reaffirming the biblical Cain and land of Nun or Dun. This protest is suspicious for several reasons. The petrol containers are red and yellow, looking like plasma, which is a hint. Also not subtle are the black and red bollards, coincidentally like the Algonquin face paint. This is their land being exploited. I'm sure the energy of the land is used to boost the ritual. Do you see the truck here on the left? Why is it that the front of the truck just happens to look like the seal of Saturn? Oh, what's he doing that hand sign for? Random Viking man with a grid on his face. Cernunnos is the deity associated with CERN. Doing the sign of Tanit, I'm certain they opened a portal and that these protesters are agents. Parliament Hill has a curious history, and I think you'll agree. Parliament Hill is a limestone outcrop with a gently sloping top that was originally covered in a primeval forest of beech and hemlock. Beech, gender, feminine, planet, Saturn. Hemlock, gender, feminine, planet, Saturn, element, water. Deities, Hecate, the goddess of witchcraft. Interesting, the folk name for hemlock is beaver poison. He happens to have a beaver on his truck. The truckers were simultaneously pipping their horns. A horn is a key, tone, frequency, vibration, bell, or ring. Parliament Hill is near to the water. This is an important factor. Because of the craft belief in reincarnation, death is a time for celebration rather than grief. Death signifies the completion of a learning period. The individual has graduated and will be going on to other things. This should be celebrated. The truckers were blocking the bridge between America and Canada. Canadian truckers block a key, vibration, tone, border crossing as their protest morphs and drags on. Crossing the bridge, this rite may be performed at any of the other rituals prior to the cakes and ale, or it may be done as a rite in itself. The erecting the temple is performed. Priest and priestess kiss. A single long note is sounded on a horn. The priest says, "Let them send forth their good wishes to bear him or her across the bridge. May she or he return at any time that she or he may wish." The gates of horn and ivory are a literary image used to distinguish true dreams corresponding to the factual occurrence from false. The phrase originated in the Greek language, in which the word for horn is similar to that for fulfill, and the word for ivory is similar to that for deceive.
And remember, when you put the horn to your lips and blow it wherever you are, I think help will come to you.
The protest is around Parliament Hill, and from this view, I see a circle in front of the tower. Some witches cast circles before magic or rituals are performed. The circle acts as a portal to the realm of the spirits and deities. 222222 portal. February 2022 is the month of light, choice, festivity, and freedom. During the whole month of February 2022, we are in a 2222 portal. This energetic portal is amplified on the 22nd. It concerns the entire humanity. A global awakening is taking place. 2 is a number that symbolizes the choice and birth of new things. 22 is a number that symbolizes the necessity to master ourselves and master events. 222 is a number that indicates the necessity of choices on the planes of the body, soul, and spirit. 12 is the total of 2202-2022. It represents the 12 archetypes of humanity. Did you know that certain sound frequencies can levitate objects? They were sounding horns near a magic circle. Where did those people go? Are they dead, or are they in another realm? I know that magnetics can pull the soul from the body. We know the jabs have magnetics in them. Was this an exchange of bodies? They performed this protest in a magic circle. In the skeleton key, she said it. The circle was to prevent her from leaving.
You can't touch me. You can't get near me. See this? This is your spell of protection.
Is that what that is now? And who exactly gave you that spell? All that circle protects is you from leaving it.
Did the horns bring entities through the portal and the protesters were gifts or sacrifices to them? I know a horn is a call to war, that's obvious. I want to know the supernatural answer. Are all the jabbed people going to become possessed if a certain tone is made? Certain rituals were done with these jabs, and if you got one, you now have a demonic seal in your body. Of course, we have the alchemy colors, red, black, and white. The officer has A11 on his jacket. A11 is 33 in Gematria. On my first channel, I told you about cinnabar, also known as red mercury. Mercury is used in making mirrors, which is a portal. In the Matrix, Neo took a red pill and he went into the mirror. I add Jewish reductions and it's 3-3. So who do you think is behind this trucker Con-Voy? The tower on Parliament Hill has a dark history. It used to be a military base, which means it still is. One of the grotesques on the tower, why does it look like a native Canadian? And you're calling that a grotesque? This is the south window, the first panel of which shows the Archangel Michael holding a trumpet representing the call to battle. And above his head, a seated woman with children at her knee, symbolizing the sacrifices of women and children in the name of liberty. Lady Liberty is the goddess Columbia. On my second channel, I told you about this. Columbidae is a bird family consisting of pigeons and doves. In the ancient Near East and Mediterranean worlds, the dove became an iconic symbol of the mother goddess. The Sumerian mother goddess Ishtar is often portrayed as holding a pigeon. The ancient Phoenicians associated Astarte, the goddess of love and fertility, with the dove. The Greek goddess Aphrodite and the Roman goddess Venus were both symbolically represented by doves, so the women and children were sacrifices to Ishtar. Similar to the other windows, this one shows 4 figures across the top portion. The first of these is the figure of the victory of peace holding both a palm branch and the sword of judgment, while a dove flies overhead. The second person is Prosperity, who holds a wheat sheaf and a sickle, that's Saturn. Next to him is Progress, bearing a winged wheel. The disc with wings is a flying craft. Accompanying the Peace Tower clock is a 53-bell carillon. The bell weighs 22,240 pounds. This is not an ordinary hill, especially when you see the clock face. There's extra points on that sigil, but you remove it and it's obviously the star of Huon or Saturn. On 3rd February 1916, a fire destroyed the center block. 11 years later, the rebuilt center block was completed. On 15th February, they raised the country's new national flag. In April 1989, a Greyhound bus with 11 passengers on board was hijacked. It lasted 6 hours with 3 shots fired. Those numbers are associated with Saturn. The Queen's Diamond Jubilee was commemorated on 7th February On 22 October, shooting incidents occurred around Parliament Hill. The stained glass windows with their rich colour scheme, harmonious composition and appropriate theme play a dominant role in creating the special atmosphere of this important national shrine. A shrine is a sacred or holy space dedicated to a specific deity, ancestor, hero, martyr, saint, demon, or similar figure of respect wherein they are venerated and worshipped. This is a Santeria shrine. Offerings of food and flowers are given to the deity, so I guess humans are sacrificed to a deity since they called the tower a shrine. The 8 books are displayed in glass cases on 7 altars around the chamber. Do you need reminding on what is an altar? Curious that the tower is near a canal. Canal, pipe or tube, canalis. Sea cane, an artificial waterway for transportation or irrigation. Any of the long, narrow markings on the planet Mars. Ninlil, Sumerian, Akkadian, Belit, Mesopotamian goddess, the consort of the god Enlil and a deity of destiny. She was worshipped especially at Nippur and Shurupak and was the mother of the moon god Sin, Sumerian Nana. Enlil, who saw Ninlil bathing in a canal, raped and impregnated her. For his crime he was banished to the underworld, but Ninlil followed. The Sumerian myth, Enlil and Ninlil, describes how Enlil pursues Ninlil amorously, resulting in Ninlil giving birth to the moon god Suen, or Sin. In the first millennium BCE, Ninlil became identified with Ishtar. Right, Ishtar is the portal goddess, and a canal is a portal. You came out of the birth canal, so what do you suppose comes out of Locke's canal? In Herodotus' histories, Ninlil, under the name Mylitta, was identified as the Assyrian version of Aphrodite, the Greek goddess of love. The bee is associated with Aphrodite, Diana, and Ishtar. Notice what the police are wearing? They look like worker bees. Why does he have the 22 portal number on it? Tanit is a beautiful, bejeweled woman. A punic stele depicts her wearing a triangular garment bearing cornucopias in each hand, from which flow pomegranates and grapes. A 3rd or 4th century BCE statue found in Spain portrays her as a crowned, enthroned woman holding a dove. Her attributes are full or crescent moon, ears of wheat, cornucopia of fruit. The cornucopia is called the horn of plenty. The moon as the door to the eternal world. The idea of the moon as a door, gate, or mirror opening onto the next or a further world is widespread, and then the moon becomes a dividing line between the temporal world of becoming and the eternal world of being, serving as a place of transition between the two. The days and hours of the moon are good for embassies, voyages, envoys, messages, navigation, reconciliation, love, and the acquisition of merchandise by water. The hours of Saturn, of Mars, and of the moon are alike good for communicating and speaking with spirits. Each month has a name for the full moon. In January it was the wolf moon, in February it was the hunger moon, and March is the crow moon. The witch name for club moss is stag horn. Gender, feminine, planet, moon, element, water. The herb, when gathered, correctly gives protection, power, and blessings from the gods. The protest started at the end of January. The moon was in Cancer, which is a water sign. In February, the moon was in Aquarius. That's an air sign, but the symbol is water. In March, the moon is in Pisces, another water sign. Water is sensitive, emotional, and psychic, and they are utilizing this time to exploit people's emotions. Aquarius, the water bearer, is from January to February. From February to March is Pisces, so we have double water energy. Aquarius is the water bearer. It's ruled by Uranus and Saturn. It's in the 11th house. Pisces is ruled by Neptune, and it's in the 12th house. So look for numbers 11, 12, or 21. Let's look at the planetary seal of Mars. The camia are the numbers in the box. Notice we have 22 in the magic square. I wanted an aerial view of Parliament Hill. Flip the seal because we have been flipped. The hill was fashioned from the seal of Mars. I have a look at the truck on the left. It has the derivation of Mars on the front. The truck number is 193. We have 1, 9, and 3 on the cameo. Aries the ram is ruled by Mars. Mars is the god of war, and this is a fire sign. Planet, Mars. Intelligence, Graphiel. Graphene, Graphiel. The spirit associated with Mars is Bartzabel. Bartzabel teaches magical warfare. Bartzabel teaches how to work with the dead soldiers, how to work with entities of higher rank, reversal of magic with dead soldiers, protection magic with Medusa. I found a picture of the fire pit that burns in front of the tower. Hephaestus, in Greek mythology, is the god of fire. A blacksmith and craftsman, Hephaestus made weapons and military equipment for the gods and certain mortals. He is associated with war because he makes weapons. Parliament Hill is or was a military barracks. I'm certain these protesters are Masonic crisis actors and they opened a portal to let something in. I don't know if it was CGI, but it's definitely a public ritual, so don't give it any more attention.